Welcome back, Catamounts. My name is Sydney Martin.
And I'm Rufaro Ruchizirira, and this is your campus news presented by WE TV, Catamount Entertainment.
These last few weeks have been crazy, especially with the hurricane and the cancellation of classes.
Yes, very hectic indeed, but we are back and hopefully everyone is safe and staying updated. How was your time away? Did you get to go home?
I actually had to go home before the hurricane hit for unrelated reasons, and then I got stuck there.
Oh, yes, most definitely.
What about you? Were you on campus?
I was here, couldn't go home, but I met some cool people and were able to get a little creative in the kitchen because we had limited food options.
Well, that's awesome.
Right. Okay, so Hurricane Helene was catastrophic for many. The aftermath of Helene is still causing problems for many trying to rebuild and get back to some resemblance of normalcy. One of the main things that have hindered relief efforts is misinformation. To tell us more, reporter Deanna Saib.
Social media sites like Facebook are the main source of misinformation. In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, many false claims were made. In multiple areas, Hurricane Helene resulted in the loss of cell service and Wi-Fi, leaving many in Western North Carolina with no knowledge of these claims.
I think a lot of times people are looking for explanations and answers for things that are much more complex than they realize, or much more complex than they want them to be.
Misinformation surrounding Hurricane Helene can and is harming relief efforts of federal agencies.
Well, it certainly builds distrust within larger agencies coming into Western North Carolina. People are going to be less likely to want to receive aid or may even become hostile.
When scrolling on social media, there are multiple ways to fact-check what users see.
People need to practice what's known as critical media literacy, to be able to understand what probably is real and what isn't. And that means while you're online, to evaluate your sources, to look and see if they have a bias or a standpoint or an agenda.
It's on us as good citizens to try and do our job to make sure that we are finding the best information we have and that we look at different sources. So, if you only watch Fox News, turn it over to one of the other networks. If you only watch CNN, watch Fox News. So see how all the different media outlets are covering this. And that is a better way to get an understanding of what's really going on.
In cases like Hurricane Helene, where misinformation spread quickly, it is advised to listen to local broadcast stations and local government announcements for accurate information. In Cullowhee, I'm Deanna Sipe.
Yeah, so when scrolling on social media, it's important to not only fact check, but also to look for misspellings, phrases that look fake, and headlines with catchphrases like finally revealed or the story they don't want you to hear.
Want to get into the spirit of the spooky season? Join Last Minute Productions this weekend as they show the movie Trap in the UC Theater. On Friday, October 25th and Saturday, October 26th, there will be 2 showings both days at 6 and 9 p.m. WCU students will be admitted for free with their CAT card, and guests can pay $6 for entry.
Get ready for Dia de los Muertos. Celebrate the Day of the Dead with LMP and the Office of Intercultural Affairs. Join us on Monday, October 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. at UC Illusions for free crafts and mini churros. Just bring your CAT card. Don't miss out on this cultural fun event.
Up next, with a canceled parade, see Silver Pride celebrated.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Do you have prediabetes? North Carolina residents with prediabetes can enroll in a free or low-cost national diabetes prevention program. Trained coaches are standing by. Get started now at joinaprogram.org.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
If you're looking for a way to deck out your dorm for Halloween, look no further. Join Students Against Sexual Assault on the UC lawn from 3 to 6 p.m. on October 29th and 30th for their Paint a Pumpkin event. For $5, you'll be provided a pumpkin and painting supplies. All proceeds will be donated for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Homecoming Carnival is back. The Homecoming Carnival returns on October 29th and 30th from 4 to 9 p.m. at Central Plaza. Students enjoy 1 day of rides, games, and cotton candy and funnel cakes for free. Want to come both days? No problem. Just 10 for an extra day of fun. Faculty, staff, and community members are welcome too. With profits going to the Student Emergency Fund, grab your tickets on My DCA or at the UC Guest Services Desk.
Next up, reporters Hallie Stanley and Jada Smith have the latest on Silva's Pride celebration.
Welcome to Silva Pride, a celebration of love, diversity, and community. Here in the heart of downtown Silva, North Carolina, we come together to celebrate the identities that make us unique. The president of Silva Pride gives us some insights.
Hi y'all, my name is Bergen Mackey. My pronouns are she, they, y'all, and ma'am if the spirit moves you. I'm the president of Silva Pride right here in picturesque downtown beautiful Silva, North Carolina. Silva Pride was founded in 2021. That was our first year. It was sort of in the wake of the George Floyd protests when a group of concerned citizens wanted to really promote civic engagement and making sure that as a community, not just an LGBT community, but as an intersectional community, that we come together and we fight for what's right. We advocate for space for all minorities. Now, this festival specifically is rooted in pride because that's how the original members identified, but we have a long storied tradition of fighting for the rights of communities of all minorities. So since 2021, we have had parades, we've had the festival, we've had live music, we've always had drag. Drag entertainers are some of the most anticipated acts of our festival. And so we're really proud to work with all of our local artists in Western North Carolina to make this festival the biggest and best yet. And in our 4th year, this is the biggest and best Silva Pride yet.
Silva Pride invites everyone, family, friends, and allies to stand together in unity. It is more than just a festival, it's a movement, even in the face of adversity.
So, if you've been paying attention to the news, if you've been paying attention to Silva Pride, you know that we have not had the easiest year with the town of Silva voting to revoke our permit or not issue our permit for a parade. But it's important that when someone tells us that we can't do something, that we, accept it but then find ways to still show up, to still be visible, and to still be advocating for our communities. Just because someone says you can't do something doesn't mean that you can't turn around and take up more space elsewhere. So with the Chalk Walk, with all of our drag shows, with the festival, we just want to make sure that all of our community knows that we are out here and we are fighting for our rights. We're here, we're queer, and we're not going anywhere.
Walking through the festival, you can find booths from local artists along with surrounding businesses and restaurants offering meals and refreshments. So keep an eye out for next year's Silver Pride so you can join us for the fun and celebration.
Even in these times of chaos, it's great to see Pride still being celebrated.
As we mentioned earlier, it's important to tune into local broadcast networks for correct and safe information in a time like Hurricane Helene.
Western Carolina University campus has clean water, power, and Wi-Fi.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, with no Wi-Fi or cell service, 95.3 WWCU aired live hourly updates and interviewed many experts on the situation.
Haywood County is operating a community resource center at Jonathan Valley Elementary and Bethel Elementary.
95.3 provided critical and accessible information at a time when communities needed a voice of hope.
Over 2 years ago, the town of Silva decided to keep the social district and extend the hours of being able to have alcoholic beverage in the social district.
On September 21st, the town of Silva celebrated the Silva Social District, bringing together multiple local breweries.
I think it's a very progressive, fun thing to do. Adds something to do, and it connects all the businesses, which is really nice.
I think it has had a very positive effect and no negative effects that I have heard of. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be able to walk around and, have a drink. Yeah.
In the future, participants and vendors hope for more fall events celebrating the town's social district.
Local nonprofits in Silva, like Community Table, have been helping with relief efforts. To tell us more, reporter Benton Craven.
Business is booming at the Community Table in Silva. The local nonprofit has seen a rise in volunteers and donations while aiding those in need in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
We have been working really hard, the three of us, and we have had an army of volunteers, which thank goodness, because just processing the amount of donations that have been coming in has been a feat.
Community Table Director Paige Christie says they are working hard to ensure everyone has a warm meal and are accepting any and all donations to help those in need.
We are a food hub. Our mandate is immediate need, to serve the people in front of us who need food. So that is what we do. That is what we do best. We are tightly connected with other resources in the community, from the Center for Domestic Peace to here in Jackson County, which deals with unhoused population, to the mental health services, to social workers, DSS. If people need us to connect with resources, we can do that.
The Community Table is open on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 11:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. for groceries and 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. for warm meals. Reporting from Colby, North Carolina, I'm Benton Craven.
Community Table is still serving meals daily and is accepting any and all donations. So if you're wanting to donate, be sure to head to 23 Central Street in Silva.
Up next, Catamount sports have been exceptionally well this year.
And for next week's weather forecast, stay tuned.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Every day,
Millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles, watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort
We should still make an
to
effort.
get to know each other.
On a deeper level. Father.
Cosplayer,
Mentor.
actor.
It's time we take a step forward
It's time we take a step forward. Come together.
and discover
How accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
It's been really great seeing the community come together after all this distress that's been caused by Helene.
It has, and I've also seen the Catamounts at work donating in the community.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Catamounts, I'll hand over to Dom Sayani with sports updates.
What a weekend for Catamount football and for college athletics in general. Hello Catamount, I'm Dom Sayani with sports, and let's kick things off with some football. This past weekend, the Cats, winners of 2 straight conference games against Wofford and the Citadel, came into the game against Furman fired up. The story of the game? 2 words, Cole Gonzalez. The Catamount quarterback set the SoCon record for most passing yards in a single game at 620 with 5 touchdowns. Western as a whole had 101 total yards of offense, setting another league benchmark. The Cats won 52-20, improving to 4-3 overall and 3-0 in SoCon. WCU will be on the road again this Saturday with a matchup against 6-1 Mercer. Kickoff is at 3:30 p.m. Moving on to women's soccer, the defending SoCon champions have not lost a game since the end of August. With an overall record of 11-2-3 and a conference record of 6-0-1, the Cats have already punched their ticket as a top seed in the Southern Conference tournament. The team looks poised to repeat as SoCon champions. Closing out this segment is WeTV's Athlete of the Week, which, to no one's surprise, is Cats quarterback Cole Gonzalez for his record-breaking performance this past weekend. Congrats, Cole, and go Cats!
You may have seen some athletes riding scooters around campus, but it's not just them. Here's reporter Stuart Butler with more information.
Electric scooters have been making an appearance on college campuses across the country, and right here in Cullowhee. While bicycles and skateboards have been crisscrossing this campus for decades, the rise of electric scooters has raised some eyebrows with university police and administration.
We've had a number of issues where people are either weaving in and out of traffic, or they're going through the stoplights, or they're decided to take them up on the sidewalks and they try to almost run some people over, or they decide just to take them for joyrides.
Numerous accidents and close calls have prompted university police to crack down on the issue.
We've had a number of issues where people are either weaving in and out of traffic, or they're going through the stoplights, or they're decided to take them up on the sidewalks and they try to almost run some people over, or they decide just to take them for joyrides.
Scooters fall into the same class of vehicle as mopeds, motorcycles, and bicycles. Therefore, they must follow the rules of the road, just as everyone else does.
If you're in the road with a scooter, you know, the same traffic laws that apply to everybody else, just like riding a bicycle. You know, stop lights, stop signs, all that stuff still applies, and if you choose to ignore those laws, you can be held accountable for those as well. So.
Chelsea Rivas, Assistant Director of Parking and Transportation at WCU, says there's just too many safety concerns and that scooters aren't taking the proper precautions. She says that scooter riders must abide by all traffic regulations or risk getting a university code violation or a traffic violation.
You know, as long as people are trying to be respectful of others, I don't have a problem with them. I don't. It's like I said, it comes down to an issue of just trying to have a little consideration for the people that are you're sharing this campus with, because I got a lot of people walking, riding bikes, driving cars through here. The last thing I want to do is someone get hit by a car because they're not paying attention, or they run into a person walking down the road because, again, they're not paying attention. They're riding somewhere they're not supposed to be.
In Cullowhee, I'm Stuart Butler.
So remember, if you're a scooter or bicycle rider, be sure to stay safe and abide by traffic laws. Up next, the weather forecast for the week.
And an interview with Mackenzie. Stay tuned after the break.
Kids will be kids, which just goes to say kids will be curious. They get into everything, everything. If there's a loaded firearm in the house, they could get their hands on that too. Keeping firearms locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition in a place inaccessible to kids can help keep your loved ones safe from family fire. Safe gun storage saves lives.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
I'm gonna need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Hello, my name is Hugh John VA, and welcome to Hawkua. Speak on that thing. So as we can see, mostly sunny, a little bit of clouds, a very welcome change after the incident. But overall, it is starting to cool down slowly but surely, mostly in the early morning hours. And other than that, I don't see too much to report on unless, oh no, look at Monday, 63, and then 68, but it's currently 69. Oh no, the misinformation, it got to us too. We're not safe. Well, let's go back to the main desk where information is safe.
Western Carolina University students are helping the community in an innovative way. United Methodist Church, students split and deliver firewood to seniors who rely on wood for their heating and cooking in their homes. In Jackson County, these volunteer efforts are crucial for the elderly as winter quickly approaches. The project takes volunteers every Wednesday from 12:45 to 2:45 through December.
E.J. Whitmire Stadium is getting a major refresh, all thanks to a major donation. E.J. Whitmire Stadium was built in 1974, and since then it has received very little renovations. In June of this year, WCU Athletics picked McMillan Pasden Smith Architecture to lead the architecture and design planning for the facility upgrades, not only to E.J. Whitmire Stadium, but to all athletic facilities and offices benefiting all 16 Catamount athletic teams and visiting fans in support of Catamount Nation. These improvements wouldn't be possible without the help of donors all across the nation with over $100,000 in donations. E.J. Whitmire will finally get the renovations it deserves and help better the student-athletes' time at Western and create a lasting impact on their athletic careers.
I'm looking forward to the renovations.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to be like.
Most definitely. Okay, in the studio, we have Haley Stanley sitting down with Mackenzie Willis.
Hi, my name is Sally Stanley, and today I'm here with Mackenzie Willis. So, Mackenzie, where were you when the hurricane hit?
I was in Cullowhee when the hurricane hit. I lost service on Friday, and I had a friend who lives up past the airport who did not lose Wi-Fi, and I was able to go and look at social media on Saturday. So I was seeing video of what hit Asheville before I was able to talk to anyone up there. But I was here in Cullowhee.
Yeah, that's crazy because I was in this area as well, and I lost like service and Wi-Fi for like 3 weeks, and it's like you would not know anything about what happened around this community unless you had like some sort of service. And I saw people like lined outside of Walmart and like in the store just like sitting down, like trying to get what they could of the information and like talk to their people about what was going on and then update them and everything. How did this situation impact you specifically?
It impacted me because, like you had said, I couldn't get in touch with anyone. I roamed around campus and like all around Cullowhee. I even went up to Walmart to see if there was a landline or a payphone even, and there was nothing. I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So I was stuck here just hoping that everyone was okay up there until I was able to talk to some people. But the way it impacted me was I began to realize that we need more ways of communication other than relying solely on our cell phones.
Yeah, I was in 2 of my classes and they were saying how like radio was the only thing that was working, and our radio station was like the predominant one that was in this area that was trying to get out as much information as possible. So it was like insane.
Yeah.
I don't have a radio.
Yeah, I actually sat in my car multiple days and just listened to the radio to see about updates.
That's really smart. I wish I did that, and looking back, I'm like, dang. Like, I was watching cable TV for the first time in like years, and I haven't watched that since I was like a kid, and nothing was on. That was like of my interest instead of like Spider-Man movies. But
yeah, just the news.
Yeah, that's crazy. There has been a lot of support coming into this community and a lot of support within this community that's helping each other. How have you felt supported during this time?
I felt most supported when I was able to get up to Asheville. I was down here for about a week until I found a ride up, and I was locked out of my bank account for that first week as well. And after I got access to my bank, I went to the store and I got supplies and loaded up the car, and the next day I came up to Asheville. But I felt most supported up there just because I was able to see people helping each other on the daily basis. I did some volunteer work as well, so I was able to work with people who were directly impacted.
Yeah.
And I would say that the community effort was really amazing to see everyone come together the way they did.
Yeah, that's insane. I've had people like reach out to me and ask me if I needed anything. My partner's parents like sent me like a care package full of food, and I was like, bless you, because I needed that. And my roommates, they had all gone home before the break, and I was the only one in my apartment, and they were like, all the food in the fridge is yours, like take whatever you need. I was like, thank you. So that is all the time we have here. Back to the desk.
Thanks for joining us for Campus News Updates. I'm Sydney Martin.
Join us next week for our spooky Halloween special. And as always,
Go Cats!